from it's called the Storytelling Manual, so it should be a lot of fun. And it's speech number 5 from within that manual. And the objectives of her speech, and you can be listening for these, is to understand the purpose of stories about historical events or people, to use the storytelling skills that she's developed in preceding projects to tell a story about a historical event or person. Now, I asked her what she enjoyed about the Olympics, just to give a little bit of background for the speakers. And she said she really enjoyed all the men in those really tight-fitting suits. So, to come and share with us a story titled The Life and Times of St. Patrick, please welcome Nancy Scully.
We must travel very far back through the mists, the ages, ancient ages, to the dawn of the dark ages. Chair, fellow Toastmasters, Toastmaster, and most welcome guests, I'm Patrick. Many years from now, I'll be known as Saint Patrick. I was born in 387 AD in the northern areas of England that would be known now as the Lake District. We were the very last of the families after the fall of the Roman Empire. But we're so far north, the Anglos and the Saxons are battling it out south of us. And we have a little beautiful spot just south of Hadrian's Wall. That wall was built to keep out the marauding tribes from Scotland. They kept coming over the wall, but we were able to battle them back. And the Irish as well, the wild Irish clansmen. I was born into a very privileged family, actually. My father was a deacon, and my grandfather a priest. And we learned Latin. I was a very privileged boy. I had Latin, my mathematics studies. I studied the stars, learned music. A beautiful Lake District to run and play over the hills and the dales, fishing in the streams, learning how to hunt. It was on one of those little adventures. I was about 14 years old. And I was approached from behind. It happened so quickly. I was grabbed, gagged, bound, blindfolded, and kidnapped. At 14, nothing like this had ever happened to me before. I lived in a very warm and loving environment. Yes, the wild tribes were out there, but nothing ever hit our home. I had no idea where I was being taken. We were traveling over wild country, and I was trying to get a sense of what direction we were going in. We finally got to the shores. I could smell it in my nostrils, the salt brine of the ocean. I thought, my gosh, we're going on a boat. They loaded a few of us. There was not just I. There was a few of us that had been kidnapped. We didn't sail too far. And again, I was trying to get a sense of direction because we were still bound and blindfolded. We got to a large port, brought off the boats, and thrown into wagons. There was a couple of 3 of us. I had a sense that we got split up at that point, but there was 2 or 3 of us. And now the long, arduous journey into the mountains. I had no idea where I was going. Just from sense of smell, and I had a feeling we were going north of the port. As I learned later, the port was Belfast. And I was taken to just a scattering of houses. I was enslaved. At first, I was beaten, starved. Eventually, my captors came around and they found a use for me. They took me far into the mountains where I became a goat herder. And my real enemy set into place. The enemy of loneliness and being alone. I can't count the number of times I blessed the Lord that I'd actually learned my lessons. I had Latin to keep me entertained. My goodness, here I am out there, conjugating verbs and looking at the stars at night and making sense of the constellations, wondering where I was and having a sense of place. I made a reed little whistle, and I was able to play. But I've spent 6 years out there, very, very lonely existence.